different, right?
Each one's,
Because it's different amounts on that? Or is that
right, no,
one
there's
generic?
no,
there's no
it just said that because they're late this year,
The bill will have
but
the amount.
their account balance must be paid in full, and we enclose the statement of all their past
Okay,
due
I
bills,
understand.
so,
I make a motion that we sign out of session once the letter is produced and placed in
because
the office.
there'll be 25 letters.
Yeah,
Okay, so we'll have to go to the office and sign 25 letters.
yeah.
They're there Monday or Tuesday or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
If not, send them up.
I'd leave it to the schedule. Schedule seems to be working quite well. Schedule changes as
well,
needs
so,
change.
no, that's not what I'm asking you. So we're gonna respond to them saying that the road work is scheduled for next year, or just say it's on the schedule?
It's scheduled. That's where I leave
Okay,
it.
all right,
Scheduled.
okay. Okay, it's scheduled, okay,
Yep.
all right,
That's all I have.
okay, and so that's the street address, okay.
So Kelly, at some point I want to sit down with you and talk about the Class 6 road list. So as I was tasked to do so about a month ago, I took the warrant articles that changed two classifications of Class 6 roads, and I updated that to the list that was on the wall. But I took a look at the other descriptions of the Class 6 roads, and I'm like, these descriptions are not right. So before I release that list of Class 6 roads, which we should copy this town hall as well, I want to sit with Kelly to make sure we know exactly.
I've never seen the list.
Okay.
I've just historically gone by
Yeah.
what has been there.
Yeah, I'll send you the list and some of the descriptions, but it hasn't been updated in probably over a decade, so I
Yeah.
think some of them are quite wrong. Anyhow, that's that bit. If I can get together with you at some point next week. You, I know, had inquired and have been asked for a driveway application for a lot on Adelboden Class 6 to access a much larger lot now on the other side of Madison. So I went to the planning board meeting here last night to discuss that with planning board on behalf of the commissioners. And just to summarize, make it real quick, because it wasn't quick here at the meeting last night. The planning board believes that that half-acre parcel is still within the village district's zoning boundaries. Okay? I told them that we are not collecting taxes for that. And they said and they pointed probably to the administrator at the time, that would be town hall, Advitar, the tax collector's office that has to deal with that. So we need to, as a board of commissioners, write a letter to the tax collector of Madison asking to put that half acre back into taxable confines so that we receive taxes going forward. Nobody was quite sure how to do that because it's either black or white. You're either in the district or you're out of the district on your tax card with regards to your tax rate. This one would be that this half acre is a percentage of the 105 plus or minus acres, and that the Idlewise tax rate would apply to 0.5% of the overall assessment of that property, which probably equates to somewhere around $5 a year. And that's what we'd be getting. But it would then allow us, under our authority, to issue a driveway permit if that person were to come to us and ask for one. So two things here have to happen. One, we have to write a letter as a board to town hall asking that that half acre be put back into the Idlewise tax rolls. However they do that is up to them. Then secondly, responding back to the owner, new property owner, Monique Worth. We can tell Monique that we are pursuing a correction to the.
Madison should do that. I think if they made the error, Madison should reach out to the owner.
Well, see, so, right, but we are waiting for clarification from Madison with regards to how that half acre is to be assessed, both
Okay.
in Idlewise and Madison.
It's not two separate issues, though. Is the boundary line adjustment the way to go here with the planning board?
No, they're not. They did not adjust the boundary line of the village district. They adjusted the boundary line of those two lots.
Of the lot?
Yeah, that's already been done. So, the correspondence to this new property owner is that we're waiting for confirmation from Madison on the taxability of this half acre. And once that has been completed, we then have the authority to go ahead and issue a driveway permit under our ordinances. The town has, just FYI, the town has received a building permit for this property.
So much for tenting. The second part of that is they were asking for access through Biasca or Adelboden, and I would prefer not Biasca because
Right.
that's direct access into Madison,
Yep,
which we have it somewhere else and it's never been good, so.
right.
Preferred would be Adelboden if they wanna, I don't know what they can do.
That was suggested as well.
Access through Adelboden is gonna be difficult for them, but that's what it is.
It is what it is, yeah. Okay, that's just a summary on last night's planning board meeting. What else for Kelly? You want to bring up Rockhouse Mountain now? The correspondence from NHMA?
Yeah, did you see that, the replies from NHMA?
Are you on Outlook yet? You getting your emails?
No, because he couldn't hook up to it.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said
I'm going into the.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike, I thought you said you could,
I can't open it. I can't get into it because John couldn't, there's a discrepancy between Village District and my computer.
Okay.
So I go on the website and pull up some of the information.
I apologize then,
So, I'll summarize for Mike. So,
I have it right here, you can read it.
okay, from the NHMA,
Yeah.
Nate Grace?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just get my glasses.
Natch Grace. So, this question did come up that you brought up last week, Mike, last year when this was first approached. We did reach out to NHMA. Can we do this? And their correspondence to my first request, which went, by the way, my request was put through the office then sent it to NHMA. It came back with the thinking that Rockhouse Mountain, he wasn't sure that it was a village district. So if it was village district to village district, or village district aid to another municipality such as the town of Madison, that's fine. That's under what's called DPW mutual aid agreement. Then I responded back and I said, no, Rockhouse Mountain used to be part of Idlewise, but is now a private property owners association. Unfortunately, that never got sent to NHMA, but I did send it this week. They replied back to it and said basically that we do have a reimbursement mechanism. He says that sounds sound, but it's whether Primex, who's our insurance company, like our automobile insurance companies, would insure us if the truck bumped into a mailbox or another car. That is unknown, and that would have to be answered by Primex.
So basically, I don't know, for the audience, that last year, Rockhouse Mountain asked if we would apply calcium chloride to their roads, which would stabilize the roads and prevent a lot of the dust and dirt running off into our ponds. And we thought it was beneficial both to the district and certainly helping Rockhouse Mountain. They did reimburse us for the cost of the calcium chloride plus a little bit of an adder.
As a labor as well.
To compensate,
For
for
materials,
Kelly's time. It takes them maybe an hour to do it. So, and when they reached out to us again this year to do it, Mike said, well, are you allowed to have a municipality do work in a private association? And we couldn't remember whether or not we had reached out and gotten approval to do that, and yes, we had, and I just forgot that we had done it, and Jay forgot too. We couldn't remember. So yes, we did ask last year. Yes, we can do it. There's no legal ramification against us for working in a private association. The only issue is if something occurred with Kelly and the vehicle, would we be covered while doing work outside of our own district? So, I guess if you were in Walmart in a parking lot and something happened, you'd be covered. So, I think that the Primex.
I do have a call
Okay,
to
so
Primex.
we'll let that.
I can call Primex.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, just say, if the trucks are off of district property, are they still covered, which I believe they are.
Yeah, but it's one thing to drive on other public roads, but it's another thing to be doing work
Yeah,
on other
so
public, to
just have
Mike's
to
point.
make that clarification.
Yeah.
I think you missed some of what I said last week too. My issue is, The village district has never, well, I shouldn't say never. The first couple of years when the village district was in operation, they plowed driveways. Gloria, am I correct on that? And then they found out that we shouldn't be doing work on private property. It was stopped immediately. Since then, the village district hasn't done work on private property. You are now doing work, if you go do this, you're gonna do work on private property. I'll tell you right now, you're gonna get a list of people that want the village district to plow. They're gonna wanna dig their water services. You can go on, they want their driveways leveled. That's what you're opening the can of worms to, and that's what I mentioned last week. Where does it end? That was part of what I mentioned last week. And if you go ahead and do this, you're just opening a can of worms. The village district is not a contract. They're a municipality. I've said enough on this. I'm done with this. I mean, if you want to vote to do this, go ahead, but I'm against this totally. They're an association, they're a private identity.
I'll go ahead, at least make the motion that we ask Donna, the office, to reach out to Primex.
Which she's already done.
Yeah, I've already
I
done.
w- No, I will.
Oh, you will,
I
okay.
have
Oh,
to
okay.
call into them for
Yeah.
something else.
Okay.
And I think the description in the letter is, it's a private association, right abutting, otherwise we share the same body of water. They have a desire to prevent
Share the
erosion.
same body of water, what do you mean by that?
The big pond.
Okay.
They're trying to prevent erosion into that pond by using calcium chloride. And that's why we do it, well, that's one of the reasons we do it, but more so for dust control. All right?
We do it for dust control mostly, and I
Yeah.
think that's the real reason we do it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So my question to this is, so if Primex comes back and says, all right, you people are in favor of going there and doing it?
Well, we'll discuss it, I think, at that point. I think it's worth a discussion.
And just because we say yes to one thing, doesn't mean we have to say yes to everything
No,
else. We
I
can-
agree
we can
with you
say
on
no.
that statement,
Okay.
but I think that, you heard my own,
Okay.
my point of view.
Thank you. We have, before you leave, did we send that letter to the property owner on Bristenstock Extension with the rocks in the
Not
road?
yet.
Okay,
Hopefully I was gonna get to that today.
all right.
What letter is that?
The rocks in the road?
Yeah, July 15th. What date did you give?
I think we gave him July 9th.
No,
We
that
said a
was
week,
the
yeah.
homeowner for
That was,
Granville and Idleways.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So that certified letter did go out.
Yeah.
All right.
So what was the date? You didn't answer the question.
She hasn't done the letter yet.
But you guys voted on a date here.
Well, we're gonna give him a week.
Oh, so now you're changing back to a week? I initially said a week.
Yeah.
Back in, a couple weeks ago, it was supposed to be July 1st, if I think my date was right.
I'll go back
I
and
thought
review
it
the
was a
minutes.
month.
But then it was up.
Oh, you're right, you're right.
I thought it was a month.
You went to
Oh, it
July
was a month.
30th.
No, it was right, you're right.
It was
you're
a
right.
month.
My fault, my
Yeah.
fault.
You said a week, and it was changed to a month.
Yeah, a month,
So-
okay.
Do
Which
do
they
do we
haven't
want
done
to
the end of
change
the
it
month.
if we could?
So the month hasn't even started yet, really, because the letter hasn't been received.
Right, you have to start
Yeah.
from the point.
We'll give him 30
you send it.
days. So how about we just say we give him 30 days from the date of the letter?
I'm against this. I told you that it's wrong. I got a question for you. What would happen if somebody dropped rocks on Idleways Drive? What would you do then? Give them another month to get them out of there so no one can pass?
No, we'd have our DPW document how much time and effort it took to remove the rocks and send them a bill.
Then why aren't you doing it up there?
Because I don't think it's as an urgency.
Oh, okay. One road doesn't matter. Where's it end?
Okay.
Like I've said this before, every time I come in here, I'm shocked at what's gone on, what goes on. And I told you earlier today, it's a circus. And I mean every word I say about it.
All right, Kelly?
I've been done.
Okay.
hang on.
So, Dan Whitelaw, gonna take
Yeah.
care of the furnace today and tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just want to make sure there's nothing else on the agenda for Kelly.
I have one item, quick item for Kelly.
Yeah.
For the community yard sale that EPOA is having in September, wondering if we can borrow road cones and other barriers to help enclose the area to control traffic for that one.
Yeah, and we had talked, and I said I'd have to get permission to, because I don't own these things, you guys own them, so I'd have to
Yeah.
get permission for anything loaned out, which I don't have a problem with. There's probably additional things that he might need by September, so I don't know if you want to approve 2 cones today, or come up, have a whole list come September and give him everything he needs. I have no problem with it.
Okay.
Do you have any caution tape? Caution
got
tape?
caution
You got
tape.
it? Okay.
But
That-
it's just a
that's
matter of
helpful.
logistically, because it's on a weekend, we won't be here
Right.
to put the stuff away in the garage safely.
Yeah, so do you want to instruct them to put it behind the garage?
I wouldn't put it, it'd have to go inside, so
Okay.
we'd have to make arrangements for that. I'm taking my responsibility away,
Yeah.
that's why I'm giving it to you.
Okay.
What's the date on it, Doug?
September
5th.
the Sunday of Labor Day weekend.
I won't be around, so.
Doug, can you I'll make a motion for you to get everything together, a list, if you need anything else from the village district.
That's it.
That's it?
Barriers.
Okay.
Yep.
How many berries? 2?
I'd like to, well, quite a few, I'd like to be
Oh,
able
yeah.
to block off along Hutwell to make it clear from early in the morning the cars shouldn't be driving in there. And to protect the exhibitors.
Is that a Sunday or a Saturday?
Sunday morning.
Sunday, okay. Yeah, the postman does not like to be restricted.
That's why I picked Sunday. Among other things,
Yeah.
newspaper pickups, that sort
Yep.
of thing. And I can, if it's just cones, I can just stack them up and secure them at my house and then connect with you on Monday.
You're
or Tuesday.
responsible, we'll take a blood type from you and a fingerprint.
Perfect.
That's fine, as long as it's not me.
You're not asking for enough.
No. Deposit.
He doesn't want the first one, that's for sure.
No, he's got enough, he's got enough. All right, so Mike, you made a motion, you started to make a motion.
No, that's all he needed was cones. Then
Okay,
that's
all
it.
right, all right, so no
We
motion,
typically
okay.
tape from cone to cone, so if you have the cones, you just run your tape from cone to cone.
That's what I'm trying to do, yeah.
Okay,
Okay. There was one other, just so you're here, Kelly, one other correspondence from a Thomas Kazanek on 34 Birstenstock. So I went and took a look at that property. The email was a little hard to read, talking about
is it the side of his driveway?
the
Yeah,
side of his
I read
driveway.
that.
This is a downsloping property, so what they've done is they built up a timber wall in 2 locations, create a parking pad, which was then later backfilled with material, so that they're on a level surface with the road. So I took a look, as I told Kelly as I was talking with him yesterday. The timber walls have been there since the building of the house, which is probably 30 or 40 years, and they're completely rotted. So the fill that was used to backfill this parking pad is now breaking out and through the timber wall because it's rotted. It's completely on private property. Nothing about the road has affected that. So
We haven't touched the road, but I think the water project did.
This says the
Yeah.
water project.
Right.
So why are we asking, is this Dawson that did
It
this
would be
work?
Dawson, it would
Huh?
be us.
Who is
It'd be
it?
the contractor. Yeah, Dawson, I would imagine.
So this should be directed to him, not to Kelly.
What's the address of the property?
I think if you
I
look
got
back,
34
we actually
versus
got a
stock.
picture a while back of a water line that was sticking up through the road, his driveway. He was asking about it. I remember this last spring.
Oh, this is the,
I think that's
his
the
curb
same
stop
thing.
valve.
I think
The
it's
pipe was
same
sticking
thing.
out,
And
yeah.
they dug, and they did something to it. and-
Yeah, but there was, I did look at that area. I know where the curb stop valve is, but it's nowhere near his driveways. And I was trying to figure out, what is he complaining about? And obviously his driveways, his 2 pads, his elevated pads, are falling apart because the timbers that he has are 40 years old, and that's the life
All right,
expectancy.
because it was falling, they're disturbing falling down the sides.
Yeah, so there's nothing that any traffic or construction had done to impact those parking pads of
So
those
I'm gonna
timber
make a
walls.
motion that we notify the contractor to fix the problem.
No. Go and take a look at it, Mike, please.
Yeah, take a ride up there and look at what he's talking about.
You gotta take a look.
So Mike,
Please.
what Jay's saying is that they came off the road, they made these pads, that's what's falling down. It had nothing to do with what happened in the road. That's not even connected to the road.
They're saying it's the water project.
He said that that's what they're saying.
Even if that's what they're
Is it the
saying.
water project?
Exactly, go and look at it, and
Yeah.
you'll see, it's got nothing to do with the water. You have rotted wood. Rotted wood,
Okay, so
Mike.
then I'll make a motion then to send the homeowner a letter saying that we don't believe it's part of the water project.
Correct.
Okay, that's the right motion.
Seconded.
All right, motion to property owner.
Nothing to do with me, because I
That-
never looked at it, so.
Right.
Would you call it damage? Would you call it,
I'll call it deterioration, and it's because of age.
deterioration?
They said they were gonna fix it anyways, I think. They said in that letter.
Yeah, and that's the right thing and for them to say, because it's clearly well within their private property.
Okay, deterioration of parking areas. That we don't believe it's due. We don't believe it's due. I'll do this for you, Donna.
To any of the construction.
Do not believe it's caused by the water project. Okay. Work, but rotting wood.
Okay.
Okay, all right, yep,
All right.
yep, I'll do that. Okay, so Mike made the motion, I'll second it.
Or I seconded, whatever.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay,
All in
JB
favor, say aye.
seconds.
Aye.
Yes, okay, all right.
Okay.
Can I have that pen here so I can sign this? That one now, so that you can keep them going.
Okay. Just another note, I added that we did receive, did the office receive correspondence from Lou Giordano concerning asset management? Okay, I did, because I had pinged him.
Okay, is there anything else that
Yeah.
involves Kelly at all?
Well, I just wanted to let him know. So we have had our grant signed by the governor. I was asking that question 3 weeks ago, and I don't know why we got no response. I thought maybe something happened, but we have gotten confirmation.
Okay.
How much am I getting?
All of it, which is none of it.
It's not helping my roads, right?
No, but at least we'll have a map and good inventory.
Okay.
All right?
Last note, we did the cross pipe on Burn at 8 Burn,
Yep.
or 8 Idlewise.
Very nice.
Burn property, now it's up to the homeowner, which I don't believe we've gotten any response.
Nothing, and that letter did go out.
Yeah, we did send a certified letter last week.
And the emails went out to the homeowner and the company.
Okay.
So it's up to them to conform their pipe to match our pipe.
Okay. All right. I guess we're all set.
All right.
Thank you, Kelly.
Keep that lip stiff, sniff up the lip.
I'll talk to you, I have just one
You don't know, I'll
driveway
talk to you.
question. All right,
Okay.
No, I don't need that, don't answer that.
yeah.
Okay, we have the signature items. I have a couple of other things on old business, but it is old business. I'm just waiting for the emergency action plan for the dam from Wright Pierce Engineering.
I just had a quick question. We were talking about driveway permits. So I went through and I shortened the checklist for the property owners.
Should we get Kelly back here?
No, this is more administrative. So basically, we just went through the whole driveway ordinance and just come up with a much more defined, checklist of what the homeowners need to do instead of them having to search through, 47 pages of documentation. So I don't know if you want to take a look at that, Mike, or not. Just kind of an overview.
The other thing too, on the website, the last one that's updated for the application, the ordinance is 2015. There is a 2018 one signed
Okay.
that I found, so that's not the one that's on the website. That should be,
Okay.
so we can put that whole thing plus the checklist on it.
Okay. All right. And the other thing I found interesting was, and Mike, maybe you can explain this, I'm not quite sure, but there's the application for the driveway, which includes the payment and the septic design and all that. Then they get a driveway permit for operation, and a driveway permit for construction, and it says this permit is valid for 1 year from the date of issuance on the construction permit, but then there's a driveway permit for operations, and it says this permit is valid for 1 year.
Here it is expired.
So, I'll let him finish reading that.
So that has to be corrected, obviously.
So, a couple,
Okay,
ahead.
no, if you got a question on that.
Okay, so you've got here, the driveway inspector, so the district will contact the district will contact the driveway inspector for review. Shouldn't it be the highway foreman for review and site inspection?
I was just using the language from the original ordinance.
Should we change it to, I mean, it's the highway foreman that does the
Okay,
inspection?
I was just going by the language that you had already had in the ordinance.
The highway will provide a written report. Okay.
This is just the three I was looking at, that's what they say. Because this end was the one that,
Yeah. Yeah, so that should be it.
yeah.
I don't know if there was something I was
Yeah,
missing.
just, I mean,
Yeah.
just minor
Well, the thing is,
changes.
there was, this is what we did have,
Yeah,
and there was just too much in there, so I thought that something with more of a
Just
bullet
cleaning
point.
it up.
Cleaned up, yep. And like I said, Mike, I'm not sure if I was missing something, but there's the driveway permit for construction, and then on the driveway permit for operation, it says the permit's valid for 1 year.
Here, should it say, in order to get your building
We can add that.
occupancy?
So is that just a mistake? That the driveway permit for operation is valid for 1 year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
All right, so that, okay, I just
So
want to make sure I
maybe
wasn't
there
missing
was,
something.
there should be,
Just delete that whole thing.
Okay, all right. Okay, and then we can add in here that it's required for a certificate of occupancy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so
This is just an FYI.
that's this,
So
this,
we have, I sent out last night a draft proposal for the pond level or dam management policy. Not to be discussed today, you can take your time and read it. We'll try to bring it up at next week's meeting.
I'll send it out.
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
I
going to
saw,
suggest that if you send stuff out the night before, I don't look at it.
well, you getting anything from us, though?
Yes, I've gone into the website and I've pulled it that way.
Okay,
Okay.
But doing it the other way, the emails I am not getting from you yet.
Okay.
I'm doing it,
so how can we communicate to you without going through your personal email?
I'm pulling it up through the website. I mean,
Okay.
and that's how I'm doing it. John and I have got that, so he's going to get back to me once he contacted the guy that, his partner, once he contacts his partner and sort out he was locked out to hook
Was
me
it
up.
blocking it? It was
Yeah,
blocking out?
something was doing it,
Okay.
he didn't know what it was.
Okay, okay.
All right. There was that letter I drafted, was available last week, which was to the, appears now to be 30-some-odd water
There's
users.
29, I got a
29.
payment today. So
Okay.
There's 13, just under $14,000 that the homeowners owe for outstanding water bills.
Okay.
14K?
Yeah,
So how many,
29 are outstanding. I have 3 of the old, that are very old balances, that is just under 8,000.
is
One's,
that part of the 14K?
no, this is on top of.
So there's 22K outstanding, really, but 8K previous.
Yes.
We have a lien on one of those?
We have a lien on one, one's
You
town
got a
owned,
court judgment on that, that's what it is.
no.
No.
We have a court judgment on 899. We have a lien on $2,020. And then we have property that was taken
Can you
on.
email a copy of that to me?
You can have this, I have it on the,
Just throwing numbers at me and I don't.
okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I did a draft, I redrafted the letter, just
Okay.
rewrote it a little bit, so if it seemed a little bit clearer. I don't know if you want me to read it.
And I still.
could you read
Okay,
it?
okay. So one of the issues that the office had was that when people were late on their water bills, we kept sending them letters and notices and statements, but then nothing ever happened. So we're really trying to enforce the ordinance make sure these people pay their bills so that we can pay our bills. And we're putting small claims, court filings on those that aren't paying.
And liens.
On property where we can, if that individual still owns the property. And our attorney even said, why aren't you shutting off their water? Your ordinance says if they don't pay it within 30 days of their 90 days, shut their water off. So the draft letter is, this letter is to inform you that per the Edelweiss Water Ordinance System, that as of August 1st, you will be 90 days late in your payment of your 2021 water usage fee that was due on May 1st. The account balance, if the account balance is not paid in full by September 1st, so we're giving them 30 days from October to September, the district will have the water turned off to the property. See enclosed statement of your account balance, so they'll know exactly what they owe. And then per section 5.2 of the water ordinance, just recaptured that. Visit the website for the entire ordinance. For your convenience, you can pay your fees by using a credit card during normal business hours, blah, 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 blah. So we can merge that with our past due lists. And probably half of them have already been turned off, but we'll have Ian go through the whole list.
Yeah, no,
We don't
there's
know.
only, I don't think half of them are. I think there's only about a handful that are.
Okay, so there's no list, so we don't know.
We don't have a list.
Okay.
So I have no idea.
And, okay, so Ian will
Yeah.
have to go through that entire list, property by property, and take a day and go shut the water off.
Yeah.
So I'm confused here. It says 24,000, roughly 700 on this list here.
Yeah,
And I was just told 14,000.
of the 29. The 8,000 is that we're already, one's that's like just under 5,000 that,
I'll hook up with you next week.
okay, I'll explain it to you. But one is town-owned property, they took it over, and if the land sells and there's money left over, we have it in the file that we will collect. But it's,
What's this?
there's a piece of property that the town owns.
House burned down.
And,
The
When it
town
sells,
has it
the
for non.
town pays us, is normally how it is.
Yeah.
Right, so when the lot sells, the property taxes get paid first, then if there's anything left
Right.
over, we get paid second.
That's correct.
Goes to auction
So-
if
Yeah.
there's anything.
so if there's money left over, we get what's left over. I was told by both Linda and the auditor to put each year's water bill on it, going forward,
Keep adding.
because I just didn't know how to address that. And that's why it keeps rising each year. But there is in the file at the office, plus in the file here.
Yeah, I'll hook up with you
Okay.
Monday or Tuesday.
Okay,
And I'll go through this a little bit more with you, so I...
perfect.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion.
So are we gonna send this letter out as is?
Yes, I like that modification. Thank you very much.
Okay,
So do I send it with the August 1st bills, or do I send it out ahead of time?
I would say with the August 1st bills.
Send it with the bill, so you
Okay.
save on.
'Cause
Because you're saying as of August 1st, and we're giving you 90 days, you'll be 90 days late, and then we're gonna, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can we sign that now?
No, because you're
Oh,
not.
we don't have
Each
a
one's
letterhead.
different, right?
Each one's,
Because different amounts on that? Or is that
Right, no,
generic?
there's no.
No, there's no
It just said that because they're late this year,
The bill will have
but
the amount.
their account balance must be paid in full, and we enclose the statement of all their past
Okay,
due
I
bills, so.
understand.
So,
I make a motion that we sign out of session once the letter is produced and placed in
because
the
there'll
office.
be 25 letters.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have to go to the office and sign 25 letters.
They're there Monday or Tuesday or something.
Okay.
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 If not, send them out with 2 signatures.
All right. I'd
We'll
like-
have to,
well, not for anything, I can do a mail merge of what's owed for the letter and have them signed. If in the meantime they've paid it, I just won't send it.
right, oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're not gonna go out till August 1st?
August 1st,
Okay, so
so-
we have till August 1st, okay.
So I made a motion that
Okay, so let's see,
we sign out of session.
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
yep, second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Time.
Okay. There's one person on that list, Mike, which is a property that is now in estate and is being fixed up for sale, I'm sure. I don't see it on the MLS right now. Doesn't mean it's not going to come on the market. What I'm afraid of is what we just dealt with, where property goes to sale, and in today's market, if that house doesn't sell in 5 days, the price was wrong. So I'd like to make a motion that we put that house on under lien.
Under what?
Put a lien on the house.
I still have,
Normally, the realtor calls the office.
it depends on the Realtor. I have a very good rapport with Alpine Titles, and
I wouldn't put a lien, I'm not in favor of that.
Yeah. Well, the problem is,
At this point.
if the property gets sold, then you're trying to chase down an owner who may just dissolve into the woodwork. And that's the problem.
We can't collect.
We can't collect. So
And
putting
it's
a
not
lien
just-
on it, Mike, is the
I
right,
don't think that, yeah, but I don't think we did that before.
well, we
No,
should.
we haven't, that's the point.
And you-
We lost a lot of money there.
and that, the,
No, we've always collected.
And then, no.
Or maybe not, no, I know Nancy collected.
No.
No. So,
I have to
disagree with that.
disagree.
Yeah, and the problem is, Mike, we took a guy to small claims court, we won, you owe the water bill, he paid $25 a week, three
And he stopped.
times, and now we can't find the guy. So putting a lien on the property really does secure our
That happened
position.
before too, that's more the court system than anything else.
Right.
Well, no, because the court didn't know he stopped paying, we never told the court the guy stopped paying. That was the problem. So putting a lien, I think, secures our position and guarantees at some point that we will get paid. It does. Small claims court.
This isn't an estate.
It is in an estate now. The owner is dead, but the owner,
Do you know the address?
it
So I can put it in the minutes?
was burned.
This is legal action, actually.
No, that's paying the water bills. It's public information. Do you know the last name of the individual? Or the-
Yeah, Rollins. Rollins.
I think,
Okay.
I think you
Ronald.
need to stop now.
Okay, no, it's no payment of water bill. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, no second on the motion?
I'll second that.
I still
Oh, I'm
haven't
sorry.
heard back from the attorney how you wanted me to send the lien.
I don't want anything to do with this part here. This should be non-public.
Oh,
I just haven't gotten the approval back for the lien letters, that's all.
Okay. As far as just that it's the most current version and the wording is correct.
oh, that one. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, so we'll hold off on this.
All right.
So you can withdraw the motion?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So I'll work with you on the mail merge with this.
Yeah.
Okay, unless Mike wants to do it.
We have a manifest operating budget for 7/7/2021. I'll make a motion that we approve the operating budget for $51,576.39. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Mike has it.
Oh, Mike has it.
I have it here. I'm just seeing it.
So the big items on this bill are our Primex liability insurance, so about $35,000 are there for
Yep.
plus or
Yeah.
minus. There were a couple other big ones on there too.
Okay, so I'll second it.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. All in favor, say aye, aye, aye.
Yes, yes, okay.
Okay. So while we're signing those, I guess we can start commissioners' reports. I'll go
Okay, I
first.
just have two things.
Sure.
Was the CCI report uploaded, Kathy, to the?
Website?
No, it was
Okay,
not.
all right. And I had a call from Granite State Rural Water Association stating that they found a bill that was outstanding from June 23rd of 20, and I did explain to them that our book's closed. I don't know if it can be paid. I did explain that it would have to go in front of the board. They did send me an invoice, and it's for equipment usage of a leak hunter for $25. But it's a 2020 bill. I don't know how it gets done.
It's no different than if you had a 2020 bill that came in January of 2021. If you had a December bill that came in 2021, should get.
I was told by the auditor if the bills are paid, like, you give a date, which our date was February 1st this year.
Right.
Cutoff date.
Cutoff date.
Yeah. So we can pay it this year, but then when we do the 2021 audit, they can do a journal entry to post it backwards.
Okay.
They can do that. So we can pay it this year and then note that it was 2020.
Okay, so just put
and
a
so
motion
they'll
there then
adjust
so
it. The
that-
$25 will come out and they can do it retroactively.
Okay, so I think a motion needs to be made so that it's.
I'll make a motion that we, what's the word I want to use? Accounting, to
To pay the 2020,
pay the 2020 $25 bill from the 2020 budget using 2021 funds.
so what was that rule? What was the name of the vendor?
Granite State Rural Water Association.
Okay, Granite State Rural Water Association.
And that's cheap.
Yeah, no, I just,
Oh. Do I have a second on the motion?
I'll second that.
Okay.
Even though I wasn't even a commissioner then, so.
All in favor, say aye.
Yes. Okay. So Mike, did you want to not sign these checks?
I signed the back page.
Every single check has to get signed.
I'm not gonna be here.
Okay, all right. So
All right.
we'll sign them.
We'll move
Okay.
on. All right, I'll move along for Mike, because Mike's going to leave pretty soon.
Why don't you let me go first, because
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
you talk forever. Couple things. I saw in last week's, after I left the commissioners thing, there was bids were coming in for the toilet downstairs.
Yep.
In the, and you were gonna go get another bid?
Yeah, a couple more.
When the bids, Kathy, first of all, the person that bid on your behalf, you should have them rebid that so that they both come in simultaneously, so one isn't seen before the other one, because yours has already been verbally announced.
The public, okay.
Yes, do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah,
And also, when the bids come in, there should be a certificate of insurance with both of them. Because both people, no matter who does the work, should have insurance, liability insurance. That's one thing. The other thing is, Paula wants to be,
so did you find another person to bid on the bathroom?
Well, you just have to have Wayne and Luana come in and take a look at it.
Okay.
That's one. And then I got home advisor, 2 people, they have to come in. Again, everything's got to be looked at. They have to look at the job.
Oh, I understand that, okay, because, okay,
but that's whatever, I meant, whether it comes in or not,
okay.
you're already the person that bid for you is at a disadvantage right now because your price is out there already.
Right.
Do you see?
But I can't imagine that anybody's gonna read our minutes to know what that price is, but,
Yeah, but I mean,
okay.
you never know.
All right, I agree, should be kind of a
Just to
closed
be
bid.
fair, just to be fair to everybody, it isn't like it's a big job either,
And nobody's gonna wanna do it, but,
okay? The other thing is, I have a question about Paula. She's working as a subcontractor. All subcontractors in the village district are supposed to have insurance. So if she's working as a subcontractor, she's supposed to have a certificate of insurance. This is to protect the village district, otherwise she should be an hourly employee. And I know that you said that she does not want to be one, but so that's got to be straightened out here.
so if she has an umbrella policy, would that qualify?
I don't know, that's something that Primex will probably have to answer. I have an umbrella too, but I mean, that's
Well,
more
I know,
for
we
your
all do.
your homeowners, your auto, and I don't know, that's a good question.
Okay,
But this needs to be addressed.
okay.
So I'll make a motion to have Donna call, I guess it's Primex.
I guess you don't really need a motion, just call Primex.
Primex.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
I
mean,
just added to my
List
list.
of things for Primex, okay, all right.
to find out whether the umbrella policy does cover her. If not, then does she need her own liability policy?
Okay.
So that's a
a
motion.
good point, that's a good point, yeah. speaking of Paula Doyle, there she is, right
Oh my
there.
gosh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Do you have your umbrella with you?
So, did somebody second that?
Yeah,
All of this.
I'll second that.
Yeah,
Well,
okay, I don't even, you just,
doesn't need to be a motion, but yes.
yeah.
Well, to have Donna go.
Right, but I think the motions, I mean, to have somebody just make a phone call. She's not making a decision, she's not spending any
No, I
money,
mean, but-
so just,
To get things,
okay. So Donna.
I'm a yes on that. But
Okay.
Yes.
I'm used to doing votes on everything so that there's no questions as to whether we did anything or not.
Motion made to have.
Anything else, Mike?
No, I'm a yes vote on that.
Oh, yeah, I am too.
Okay, 3-0, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Paula, one of the things we were just discussing is to have you work as a subcontractor, that Primex may want you to have some kind of umbrella policy or binder of some sort, just to protect the district if anything goes awry.
I have to see, what I have now is okay.
Okay, do you have an umbrella policy over everything? Okay. And we thought that possibly would cover you
They didn't
doing.
cover me, I'll have to check with my,
Doug, do you have any input on that? Is that usually,
Certificate of insurance.
What?
Well, probably a certificate of insurance,
I'll see, I'll check.
naming the
okay.
district.
But would the umbrella policy generally cover that type of scope of work?
Not necessarily. Depending on the work, is that what?
She's doing administrative work for us as needed, so she's not, running the equipment or anything, but doing
I
administrative
mean,
work.
I wouldn't spend money to take out anything else. If what I have now doesn't cover, then I won't do it. I just won't bother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you guys can decide.
Okay, asset management. Who's on it? I'm confused as to asset management and water board, or is it all one board, or is it two separate boards? And
No, I think we discussed it. Asset management is no longer, and it is the water committee. And they're doing the asset management of the water system.
Okay, are they just doing the water system? or-
Yes, they do water system, yes.
Okay, so who is on it?
Jay Buckley, Larry Leonard, Larry Sedano.
And when's the last meeting that they had?
Maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago,
I think it was more like 3.
3 months ago?
It was before Larry went on vacation. Maybe 2.5.
And when's the next meeting scheduled?
I believe Larry is either back or is coming back, so now that we got the grant, we're gonna just go ahead and issue that RFQ, that Larry Sedano had drafted
Request for proposal?
from the engineering firms to do the work on this.
So has an engineering firm you're looking for proposal from them, or you're looking to get an engineer to do it?
Well, we're gonna reach out to engineering firms to do the work.
So the proposal is to find an engineer,
Yeah.
Okay.
A firm, yeah, basically a firm. Yeah.
huh?
A firm, yeah.
Okay. All right, another question I have is safety meeting. When's the last safety meeting been in the village district?
It was probably early 19.
So almost 2 years ago? Or over 2 years ago, you said early 19.
Mhm.
So either the commissioner should be involved in that with the office and the DPW. Donna handles it, so just
Yeah.
pile some more on Donna.
Well, you were doing them previously. Is that something you would have time to do?
No. I used to do them, I had a lot more time back then. I don't have that time
Okay.
available now. But we need to get them going.
Yeah, I took over that and said I was going to do it, and Primex basically has a whole list of safety videos and training videos, and it was just a matter of scheduling DPW, and then we were trying to do it in the office, but then we couldn't get internet, so there was just a little bit of a difficulty in trying to do it that way. I think now that we've got a booster in there now, an internet booster in there
Yeah.
for
Not
Kelly's
yet.
Chromebook. Oh, it's not even in yet?
No.
Oh, not in the garage, no.
Okay,
You don't have to do it in the garage, you can do it upstairs. That's
Yeah.
where we used to do it.
yeah.
Take 15 minutes and do it, that's all it takes.
So what we did do, Mike, as far as safety, if you want to consider it, due to the pandemic, we took all the precautions that were required by the state with our employees. We went out and purchased masks, sanitizer, basically shared some of the executive orders and protocols that were in place that employees must practice that are working close together.
That can be considered every day. I mean, this is job specific more
Right,
or less.
right.
is
No,
what
it's
I'm
actually,
talking
it's a OSHA and Department of Labor.
Requirement.
Right.
Yep,
about. Yes.
job place.
And I'll tell you right
workplace.
now, if your insurance company came in and there was a claim, and they found out there was no meetings.
Yeah,
If
I mean,
you
we did have meetings, the Department of Labor did come in, and I did meet with Kelly and Jeff, and we reviewed a lot of the deficiencies that Department of Labor found, and that's all documented, so those technically could be considered safety meetings, and we changed a bunch of.
I'm not.
Okay, no, I know, but we did make a bunch of adjustments to the DPW 1 and 2 buildings based on the Department of Labor's recommendations,
Okay.
including having a tight tank installed. Okay.
There's 2 lawsuits in the village district. I don't know what the dollar value of those are, and I need to know those, and if they were reduced, I want to know mine. And that can be a non-public.
We have, Yeah.
I think
Okay,
you ought
Donna
to do
can
it
just give it-
non-public.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I need to know then, I mean, you can schedule non-public next week and we'll talk about it, and I'm not against that.
okay.
We can meet 7:30 if we're gonna meet at 8. I know, you're cutting in on my beauty sleep too. I need all I can get, I'm old.
Join the club.
Anything else, Mike?
No, that was the last thing, so if we're gonna schedule non-public next week, I don't
I mean,
think
Donna
that-
can just send you she can just call her and she'll tell you
Yeah,
the
but my
amounts.
question is, why was it reduced? If it was reduced,
Well, that will have to be discussed in non-public then.
that's right. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Okay,
So, you wanna have a non-public next week at 7:30, we can.
Make it
You want to-
7:45. Won't take too long to discuss
How long?
it. 7:45?
Okay, I'm good.
we don't even, is this building gonna be open?
Oh, no, it won't.
Nobody's here till
So
8 o'clock
have,
to let us in.
yeah, so have the non-public at 8 and then 8:30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
8 o'clock, yeah, it's only gonna take 10
Yeah.
minutes,
Yeah.
so we don't have to,
8 o'clock?
8 o'clock, and then I'll just change the meeting time to
9:15, I mean 8:15.
8:15.
Okay,
I'm done.
All right.
okay, so
Kathy?
next week, 8 AM, non-public,
10 minutes.
8:15. So we don't have to post that. The meetings, as long as we don't start the meetings early, we'll just start
Right.
at 8:15 instead of 8 o'clock, so we're all set with that.
What?
If our meetings are supposed to start at 8 o'clock going forward, correct?
Right.
But if the meeting actually starts at 8:15, we don't have to post that. 'Cause as long as we don't start early, we can start a few
No.
minutes late.
Okay.
Okay, so
All right, I'll go real quick.
leaving at
So we got
10:45.
an email from Brad Jones. He's going to be sending the quotes for the Upper Lakeview pressure zone, redesigning that.
Mhm.
We talked about the water shutoff letter. We talked about the NHMA Rockhouse Mountain. So I'm done.
Did the letter go out to the state asking for extension?
We haven't determined whether the engineer has to do that or whether it can come directly from us.
I think the engineer has to chime in as to why they need an extension.
Okay.
So why don't we generate the letter and CC the engineer?
Mhm.
And then but I just don't want to be up against the wall in October,
Mm-hmm.
all right?
No, yeah, this are,
You were gonna check to see who to send it to, because Rick Skrank
Yeah.
retired,
yeah,
so you.
still don't know that name yet. I don't think they've actually appointed anybody
I
yet.
mean, but send a letter to the state and if they sit on it, then you have an excuse why, you people
Okay.
had the letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why didn't you act on it?
Yeah. But they may ask us, when did your contractor say they could get to it? We don't know.
Okay, so it's still open.
So we're asking for an extension when in fact they may be able to do it in the October timeframe.
Yeah. Well, we should still get the extension though, just in case. If we
Yeah.
don't need it, we don't need it.
All right.
Okay. Extension,
I'm out of here.
okay.
Okay.
Generate extension.
So 8 o'clock next week, Mike?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
You gave me this earlier.
Yep. Okay, these are the two that are approved.
Kathy, I'll let you go ahead with your
Um,
commissioners report. These are no.
And this hasn't been changed.
All right, that's the driveway permit, okay, all right. Nothing other than just cleaning up the driveway permit process, making it easier for the property owners and make sure the language is clarified. we reached out to Donnie Whitelaw last year and then again this year to give us some pricing on the DPW furnace replacement. So we approved that, and he's there today working on that. Donna did send me the budgets through June, or through the last manifest, and I did look at it quickly, but I wanted to balance them out to make sure that the operating budget and then the water budget reports equaled what we had approved at the annual meeting.
Okay.
So I didn't look at the totals. But I think that the way that Donna was able to put it in QuickBooks will eliminate us having to create that whole separate set of spreadsheets, because it separates the budget from operations and water, so there's two different reports, and she was able to put the budget numbers in, so we know where we are year-to-date to our line items.
Perfect. I want to thank you for stocking the outhouses
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
with supplies.
And you for vacuuming, or not vacuuming, but sweeping. Okay. So we did get a letter
Yeah,
from,
I wanna talk about
so it was Paula's idea to put a note on the outhouses, apologizing for the appearance, but then putting, if you're interested in this position, please contact the office. So we did have an individual who reached out to the office saying that she would be willing, she owns a cleaning business called Premier Cleaning.
Yeah.
So she says she's willing to clean each outhouse building, which consists of 2 doors, for $45 each. But one door is locked on each one of the bathrooms, so it's really only one door, one toilet in each building that's open. And she'll do them for $45. We've got 4 beaches.
So it's 160 a pop.
180.
180 a pop. And I did it most recently this
Yeah.
past weekend, and
It takes,
couldn't have taken me more than an hour. And that was because I got stopped by so many people.
I know, me too.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, and blah blah blah. So that'd be $180 an hour.
Yeah.
I'll do it for $175 an hour.
yeah, that seemed a little
Okay.
excessive. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe she didn't understand the extent of the work. There's very little you can do with a concrete floor. I think, I've heard no complaints. If you want to continue doing what you're doing and I'll continue doing what I'm doing, I'm happy with that. Until we get a more reasonable.
Okay, the only thing I would ask is that we get those keys so that we can install the toilet paper on the bars and not prop them up on the wall. So they don't
Keys to the
fall.
locks.
Yes.
I
believe-
might have them in the
Yeah.
office,
Yeah,
actually.
okay, all right.
Yep.
Okay, so, so maybe just send her a letter saying thank you,
At this time, we don't have the budget.
we don't have the
funding.
funds to do that, okay.
Thank you. We've talked about Nicole and Eversource spreadsheet, which is related to our water usage, our water usage, actually, and the daily water usage for the month of June.
Yep,
I took a look at this, and nothing really jumped out at me. We've been pretty steady electrically. May was actually fairly low. Well, not fairly low, but it was lower. I'll go right to the water usage numbers. And going to the daily averages. There was one that was at did I skip one? 102. These numbers are actually pretty good, considering the volume of people that are in the district. If you remember, not too long ago, we were seeing, during the pandemic, numbers well over 100,000. 116, in one case it was 153 one day. So these numbers are actually pretty good. And with further leak detection, hopefully we can close down a little bit more. But nothing really jumped out at me.
okay.
Did you notice anything, Donna or Kathy?
I didn't look at it in detail, so
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was a glitch in the system for the historical, and it looks like that it was addressed, because usually on the weekends, I have to use the historical.
Okay.
And I spoke to Ian on it.
Yeah.
And we did get the new Rhinoc pump house, part of Eversource. So there's
Oh, that's right. That'll be a
That's
new bill,
connected.
right?
that's connected, yeah. So they billed us for a small portion
Right.
in May, which is in this manifest billing, plus the June's.
So it was like a month and a half on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So So we'll be seeing the old pump closed.
Yep.
So,
speaking of the old pump closed, I took some pictures.
So,
Well, the pictures didn't do it justice. You really had to go and look at that water and say, really?
you know,
I'm drinking that? So the old tanks were, what's the word, how do you use the word, when you cut them open and fill them with sand? Discontinued.
taking on service. You retired them.
They were retired. And it was interesting to actually see the inside of these tanks. They were quite rusted. I mean, really thick rust, like tree bark of an old oak tree. It was really interesting to see. So that's all been done. The front part of the building's been dismantled and put into a dumpster up at the Reinhardt site. And there was some other items that were in the dumpster, such as a bed frame and some other household materials that somebody took advantage of because maybe the dump was closed. But I believe that portion of the project is done. There is a couple outside lights on the Reinhardt pump station. They're both LEDs, which is nice. But one of them is actually on full time, and it's pointing up at the sky. Actually, we're looking for satellites or something. So I'll mention that to Ian. And we need to get a set of about 10 padlocks that are
Yeah.
same key.
Yeah.
he was, yeah,
Is Ian going to do that, or Kelly, or somebody?
Ian was.
Ian's
He
gonna
was
go
gonna
get them?
work with, last week, we discussed that at the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
The email came
Well,
in.
he emailed and said the key didn't match, or they're not matching keys for the padlocks.
Yeah.
So he wants a set of padlocks that all have just one key that he can
Okay,
carry.
so I'll have to, Kelly can get them.
Yeah, he said a 10-pack of
Yeah.
Yeah,
locks
yeah.
with one key. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet up at the Reinhardt site, other than the demolition of the old building. And again, just waiting for the quotes to come in on the Upper Lakeview portion.
So how much does Dawson have left to do up there?
Well, he's got to seed the area around the tank. I don't know why he didn't take advantage of the spring. Grass does grow better in the fall, though. And then there's the continuation of the road around the backside of the tank, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. And then the Bristol stock and that whole area, is that in pretty good condition?
Not road-wise, no.
Okay.
We have to seriously address some of the road issues. The other thing that's up at the Reinhardt, of course, is the one item that's still missing is the master switch.
Okay.
So
The
that'll-
transfer switch?
Yeah, transfer switch, yeah.
Okay.
For the generator, so. And then the road issues will occur on both Salins, Bristenstock, Aspen, and Reinhardt.
Okay. So at some point, we'll have to get Dawson's in here, you think, or would it be just a meeting with you and Kelly and them to?
Yeah, probably just a walkthrough. We'll
Okay.
create the punch list, and then after the punch list, or the contractor claims that the punch list has been achieved, we go back out and inspect and either sign off or bring any of the issues up again.
'Cause we haven't gotten any additional bills from Dawson, have we?
Well, we got that one, that Brad.
Oh, contract 6. That
No,
one?
no, we got one, remember that, Brad, I questioned Brad because it wasn't certified, and he said he just wanted to give you an overview. But I never got a, new invoice with the certification on it, so.
Okay.
Okay, I know there was a question still about contract number 6. It looked like he was charging for that, and we were supposed to reach out to Jones and Beach.
Yeah, we did that originally, yes.
Yeah,
And that was on the
we asked him, yeah.
the owner's manual.
Yeah.
Right, oh, it's the
Yeah.
O&M, and why are we being charged more money for it?
And then,
We haven't even seen it yet.
okay.
That's all I have. Now we'll open up to public comment.
Just can't,
I'm sorry.
No, I think I'm
Kathy
all
was
set.
done.
Yeah, I think I'm all set.
I'll open it up to public comment. Does anybody have any questions, concerns?
Got some
Doug.
EPOA questions.
Yep.
Last week's meeting, I took some notes, and I went home and typed them up, and there were 3 pages of topics that I walked away from this meeting with, and I was thinking about that. And wow, there's a lot where there needs to be interaction between EPOA and the district. And I'm wondering if it would make sense and I haven't, the next board meeting isn't until later this month, so I'm speaking from a data gathering standpoint, not a request from the board at this point. But with the idea of an EPOA, VDOE liaison makes sense. I'm the only person on the board that's here full-time, that live here. All the others are second homeowners. So I could fill that role, attend the board meeting and then attend here and make sure information gets moved back and forth smoothly and regularly. If that is okay with the board and okay with you, I'd be happy to do that. And if that does go into effect, somewhat informally, would it be a good idea to add EPOA as a regular agenda item right after the DPW? Because oftentimes things like today have matters that affect where we need Kelly's input. Could be in a particular commissioners meeting that there's nothing. So it could be, does EPO have anything? The answer is no, not today. But and the goal would be to keep it brief, 10 minutes. So that's just a very brief
Okay.
contact. Add on a couple of things that might need Kelly's input, and then he can leave. And then any other items that don't involve DPW could be discussed for the remainder. So that's the idea. Does that make sense? Is that anything that the commission is
No, I think that makes
interested in
sense.
doing?
Yeah, there was, previous years, Ralph, wasn't there someone that sort of acted as a liaison from the EPOA? And they would normally attend the commissioners' meetings if there was something to be brought to the meeting. In other words, there wasn't a requirement that they be at the meeting even though there was nothing to discuss,
Right.
type of thing.
And that way you're not waiting till the end to input, you'd be on the agenda early in the
Right.
meeting time too.
Yeah,
No,
I was
I-
thinking particularly where some things seem to routinely affect interaction.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot of room for flexibility in terms of your comments. If there was an opportunity to talk about a particular item, the EPA could have a comment. I would think that would be appropriate. And it may not be at the public comment at the end, which gives some flexibility in which you would talk on a particular topic. So I think that would be meaningful in terms of you getting your comment in at the appropriate juncture. And again, it's a flexibility that the board may be willing to give you.
No, I think that,
Yeah.
and I think I expressed that last week too, that we really should be, partnering up in a more positive way. Not that it was ever negative, but more proactive way.
Right.
And, get the message out to the public, so, as to what we're doing and what you're doing.
Last week, I wrote up a report, sent it to all the board members, 10 different items on there, all of them with suggested action items. It's a lot, to move back and forth. And I know that as those get taken care of, the list will shrink.
Yeah.
But at least it's a list. It's better than no list at all. So
Yeah.
at least there are some actionable items on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that those
Yeah.
two aspects?
And do we need to make a motion to add the EPOA to the, I'll make the motion
I'll second, add them to the agenda.
to add
We'll get you right in.
EPOA.
After?
Right after
DPW?
DPW, I think would make sense. Then Kelly can leave
Yep.
pretty much right on schedule.
To the agenda after DPW. JB seconds.
Maybe not the first
Right.
Thursday of the month, because we have the water committee meeting, I mean, the
Right.
water
Water-
report.
water operator.
Yeah.
Water operator report.
Okay. The
You
first,
let me know, Donna, on all this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Changes, times.
I'll
Yeah.
say.
Okay, passes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do
All
have a
right.
change for you.
Okay.
okay. And, check that off. Two specific questions today, following up on last week. Again, I sent this all to the board, but I haven't got feedback from everybody yet, but your offer on the newsletter, if we could, they have to decide whether they're gonna do an August cookout or not. I heard the discussion on that seemed to be with this Saturday, see how it goes, maybe it rained out. and if there's enough interest, then schedule one for August. So it would be nice to be able to use the newsletter to advertise that if they're gonna go forward with it. Also, I'd like to start
So
recruiting.
do you want me to put something out for this Saturday? I can.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be June 10th.
July.
No, July
10th.
July, it is July.
I hope it is.
You're running a
July
month
10th.
behind.
I'm thinking, do we have 4th of
Boy,
July?
it's been a hot month of June.
Okay, July 10th.
We're still in June.
I know. And this, I know it's on the sign, but if you could just read.
Idlewild Beach at 5 o'clock.
Otherwise, beach, 5 p.m.
Open to
So food and beverages available?
games.
Games, okay, games, food.
That'd be great. I assume that would be
Beverage.
too short a notice for this time.
That's all right,
That'd
we
be
can
great.
still do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do
And
that.
then maybe something like the 20th, in that time frame, the third week of the month, we'll do one, if we can do another one, if they want to do the August cookout to begin promoting that. And also, I'm recruiting exhibitors for the yard sale.
Okay.
So I just recruited 2.
Well, yeah, exhibitors for yard sale. Okay, and contact would be your email address?
Yeah, and I'll write something up.
Okay, yeah, please, do. Okay, so send me something soon. So if I add that to the email that will be going out tomorrow, if you could do that, give that to me by the end of the...
Well, that's a little early for
Okay.
these other events, and I don't even know for sure.
Okay, so you don't want to do that yet, okay.
Is that your personal, or do you want to like open a EPOA Gmail account?
I gotta check with the board on that and see. I'm concerned, over the last couple of years, I've sent emails to EPOA and never got a response. So I'm really
Yeah.
concerned about good communications.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I just for your own benefit, you're not getting all kinds of
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, and it would be good to set something up long term in that regard.
Yeah.
So you just build-
I'll just put
Yeah.
planning, that they're also planning an August cookout. I can just add that to the end.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the yard sale, we can do that closer to August, beginning of August.
So it doesn't hurt to just
Yep.
say this, and stay tuned for news.
Okay.
Community yard sale, September 5th. Put a teaser out.
On the EPOA yard sale, so they're not calling
Yeah,
you.
yeah. We're getting an awful lot of communication sent to them. John forwards it to me.
Yeah.
Because of like new land,
Oh,
people
yeah.
buying
Mm-hmm.
land.
Yeah, upstairs here is also getting bombarded with
Yeah.
land questions. Can I build on this? Can I build on that?
Yeah, it's,
And one other question is, we talked briefly about the link to EPOA on the VDOE website, and you expressed an interest in or willingness to elevate that somehow. Ideal, I've spent some time rummaging around in the site, and boy, it is hard to find. It's blurry, and it's not on the drop-down either for resources. You gotta go into resources to find it.
Yeah.
So,
Add it to the drop-down.
I thought it was part
on
of
the home page, only some of the links show, and EPOA is not one of them
Okay.
in the resources. So as a minimum, we need to do that. But I'm wondering if it's possible to put the link on the right side of that, for the homepage. That would be ideal. But maybe there's too much there.
And I'm looking at Paula, where we had the new calendar app,
Yeah, and you can put anything you want there.
but do you know how to get in and
You can look at it.
modify that page?
I can look at it. I won't, if you want me to.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not, I realize that
See what's there now.
Has to be there.
I'm sure if you just.
It's
go
like
to the
Madison-
page-
Madison
I'm sure if you
TV's
just
there.
go back into the page, it's
Yeah,
easy.
Madison TV is on it, RSS feed is on
I'm
it,
sure I can figure that out.
and the kayak crew registration link is on there, so,
Yeah, I'm sure it's not that hard to figure out.
Okay.
But, you know.
It's just a thought. It would be ideal because it's right there when they open up the main homepage, some key.
yeah.
Are you trying to attract new members? Is that what the
Yeah, I think
purpose
just,
of the
right. and
publicity
then
is?
Once they get into EPOA, then hopefully Susu can maintain that with information about all the events that are coming up and so
Yeah.
forth. So that will be another reason.
But we should have, and the first thing that they should see is not before, if they click on that, there should be a couple sentences saying that the EPOA is a private association,
right.
and not directly affiliated with the village district, and so that they understand that they're now moving outside of the VDOE when they travel over to the
Yeah, it's
EPOA.
right on the homepage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
there's, I mean, I'm looking at the app version of it, the
Yeah.
mobile version, and I think underneath sign-up forms, there's like, they're like yellow headers, you can put like
Okay.
Property Owners Association or EPOA, and then you can put a little sentence, and then you can put click here or something, but so much on that web home site already.
I know.
It's just.
So that's the concern.
I mean,
Either we have to
How many
improve the
members?
resources.
How many members do you have currently now? Land versus homeowners. Do you know the number?
I don't have them. I know that there's been a lot coming in.
Yeah.
I've heard they've had good deposits to do it, so
Yeah.
haven't got a current count.
Because there used to be over 300,
I'll check
300
with Kathy.
members.
Okay, yeah, just see, yeah.
If I know how to do it, I will do it.
Okay.
You guys decide,
And I can do it, yeah, all right.
or you can.
And if you decide that's too much to put on the homepage,
No, I mean,
I certainly understand.
again, I think that there's always been this ebb and flow of commitment between EPOA and VDOE, so, and it's a good organization. I think it just promotes the well-being of the whole district, and that we should definitely do that. I think that that's a positive thing.
Yeah, my impression from the last couple of years is that it hasn't been real good communication. They
Yeah.
haven't got renewal notice or anything like that.
Yeah.
It all needs to be ramped up.
Yeah.
And there has to be a good reason for people to be involved.
Right,
You
right.
have to make it fun for people and
And last,
a purpose and fun.
Just for the EPOA as well as anybody else that's listening, the water levels, because of the recent rains that we've had last weekend, have come up a couple inches.
oh, good.
But I checked the streams and they're dry again. I mean, that water just went right into the ground. We do have an opportunity possibly this weekend with that tropical storm. Yeah, maybe 3+ inches. So that will
No, it wasn't
definitely help
mentioned
out.
last week or this week, but we did get the VLAB test
Yes, I saw the
back.
deal. Yeah.
So, we do have them.
Yeah, the
Those
EPOA
might want to
actually-
be put on this.
Yep.
Don't, I think we put them on the site too.
The EPOA,
That's-
thanks to Ralph,
Yeah.
has been performing VLAP on our ponds for 22
Wow.
I participated Saturday.
Oh, you did?
First time.
Good? Very
Training.
good.
Training.
Isn't it good?
Yeah, it's we were wondering if it would make sense to drop a buoy out at the deep spot so you don't have to keep hunting for it. We had trouble with a little bit of breeze blowing us off target.
Yeah.
Between each test, so we had to keep repositioning, which was
Yeah.
a lot of work. The anchor's not good.
Is he paying for it?
At some point, we might want to put in the
email my
newsletter
son.
to look for a new
We
boat.
pay
For somebody can
think so.
volunteer a boat.
I could have,
That one's getting worn
You
out.
can have my paddle boat
Is it a two-seater?
at 4-seater.
Ooh, there you go, Doug.
I hate that thing, but you gotta keep it somewhere, I don't want it on my beach.
So there was a question, so how much, what was the bill for the VLAB testing?
it's right in the,
Is it in the?
I don't think, I think it'd be hard to keep it on track.
So are we paying for that, or does the EPOA pay for the VLAB testing? Because Donna kind of looked, she couldn't see where we had done it
oh,
last
I
year.
didn't bring it
I
because I
thought it
didn't
was
pay.
the
Okay.
EPOA paid for it, but it used to be that the district paid for the weekly testing.
The beach
bacteria.
testing, the beach testing,
Right.
right.
No, maybe we are paying for VLAP as well.
Because we
Because
couldn't
that
find
includes
any,
bacteria.
I couldn't find an
a
account.
vendor.
A vendor.
It's under, right, it's under water services, almost like a.
No, can't be underwater services. That's drinking water.
Do you remember, Ralph?
Well, the EPOA used to pay for the weekly,
Right.
which has been changed. My recollection is that we paid
District.
we paid for the VLAB.
Yeah.
We being
The
the
district?
district
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
and the beach water, and the weekly. We were paying for the weekly testing and the VLAB?
The village paid for VLAB, to my
Right.
recollection.
Yeah.
And the EPOA paid for the weekly.
Mm-mm. No, the district
No,
paid for
the
the
EPOA
weekly.
did pay for the weekly, and
Yeah.
then it was changed so that it would be picked up out of the budget.
No.
No.
There was 2 years ago. There was a motion to not continue the weekly beach testing
Correct.
that the district was paying for, and it passed.
Right, and
So-
it only had been paying, the district only had been paying for the weekly testing for a few years.
Okay.
Because prior to that, the VDOE, actually, the
That's right.
EPOA
was paying.
Changed.
Yeah.
There was financial issue with the
Right.
EPOA.
Yeah. Mhm.
And they made an appeal,
Mhm.
and the village took it over.
Right.
Okay.
However, historically, way back when, for eons, the EPOA paid
Yeah.
for the testing.
Weekly
Okay.
testing. Yep.
Okay.
I'm partially right.
Okay, so we were doing the weekly, but EPOA was doing that 2 or 3 times a year VLAP testing, paying. Okay. 'Cause I don't think we ever paid for VLAP. We can't find the vendor even in the QuickBooks,
I'm sure there is.
because we weren't paying for VLAP testing.
I was researching that at one point, I just don't remember.
Yeah,
Okay. But John Rochar would know.
I got an email that we pay it.
That the district
when I
pays it.
checked it
Oh,
today,
okay.
so
It
we
wasn't
pay.
done last year.
I don't
No,
think.
but even, I mean, we've had, the QuickBooks accounts go back to 2006, and the vendor that we get the bill from doesn't even show up, where we would ever have paid them anything for,
Unless it's just a different way that I'll have to look further.
okay.
That's a state lab.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to drive it down to Concord.
Yeah, it's all under the Hazel Drive Concord
Hazel Drive,
address,
yeah. Okay.
So,
Anyone else have any public
Okay.
comment?
Question,
I have a guy coming to change my faucet in a few minutes.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I came because of the, maybe you guys talked about it, because I couldn't be here earlier.
Yeah.
The admin.
Yes.
An admin position.
Yeah, we
yeah.
did, and
You can fill me in afterwards.
Yeah, Mike didn't get them, so
Okay.
he can't open up Outlook for some reason, so,
Okay.
yes, we'll have to. And
Yeah.
this coming week, I'm leaving Saturday and coming back Wednesday, so I was thinking of maybe trying to do a specific meeting to just review the applicants and all that, but I'm not gonna be here
okay, that's
until
fine.
Thursday of next week,
Understood.
Now,
unless you and Mike wanna do it one day during the week.
No,
Okay,
I'll wait for you.
okay.
Yeah, so we'll
Okay, so,
reach out,
So
well,
next week you'll have.
yeah,
Yeah.
so if those 5 people, if you could please, just say that the commissioners will review the applications, whatever a week from today is.
now,
Yeah, yeah,
a
thank you.
question I guess I didn't get answered. Does Mike said he had 2 people that could do the job. Are those
Oh, I'm-
two
Well,
of
there were
those
2
people?
other people that Don gave me that were not from.
that's not part
Right.
of what.
And those people, I have their resumes, I don't have them scanned, I only have a hard copy, so I
Yes.
just brought those, or Donna can give
Okay.
copies.
Yeah, I
But
have
still
them.
think you should look at.
Yep.
I think there's a third one that I cannot locate. I thought maybe I left it at the office, so my best.
I only, yeah, okay.
All right.
Or maybe there were only 2, I don't know.
Yeah. So is he going to have those 2 people submit their resumes, or
I can reach out to him to
Yeah.
see, yeah.
Yeah.
because he said they were qualified? So if they're qualified, put your name in the hat. That's all I have.
Yeah, that's all I have.
So Tim's got a faucet that needs to be repaired, so I'll make a motion to adjourn. I'll second it,
Okay, JB,
and we're at 11.
you can't second your own motion.
11:13.